Excited.
Oh, good
All
morning.
right, we are live.
We are live.
Awesome. Great to see everyone this morning. And look who's back. Thank you. Woohoo! We're so excited to have you back. Chris did a great job last week.
Yes,
so
he
we
did.
are
Thank you so much, Chris.
Grateful for his time.
I am so grateful that Chris jumps in and spends time with Michelle on a non-work day.
Yeah, right? He's not sick of me enough during the week. He's like, oh my God, I gotta help you on your sofas.
What a great guy. I mean,
he does a great job though. He brings a lot of, I feel like enlightenment. I like what he has to say. So that's
absolutely.
why I invited him back because he was so great the first time. So
plus he's so cute.
Oh,
well, there you go. He does bring something extra to the sofa.
There you go. There you go. But we missed you.
Thank you. I missed being here, but I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh.
I so enjoyed Seattle.
But you missed us more.
I did miss you guys.
That's all I wanted.
I don't know about more, but I missed you.
You're clever.
Yeah, I am.
Quick and clever.
It was I did get to catch a little bit as we were floating around that morning. So yeah.
Beautiful. Nice weather there too.
Yes.
Yes, what a nice break.
It was very refreshing, and I was talking about I need to be a Seattle snowbird. So like I go there during my summer. So I guess it would be a sunbird because I'm escaping Arizona. Yes. So yeah, that's where I want to go for my summers.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds perfect.
There you go.
My sister who she's watching right now is going to be like, yes.
Let's do it.
She just texted me she's going to be here in September because that's my birthday month, and so she'll be coming with her family for several days. So every day she texts me 11 more sleeps, 10 more sleeps.
Oh,
she's counting it down. I just got the 11 sleeps text from her. But yeah, she'd love for me to be there, all summer long and then for a year all winter long. So
yeah, that would just be awesome.
I know, except for the sofa. We can't do that all the time, Jeannie.
I know. It's okay though.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
That you got to get away. That's one thing we set up here is to have guests so that we could get away here when we want.
And to have guests, because our sofa expands. It expands and we can add guests. So before we get started, I just want to remind everyone, in 2 weeks, we will have a special guest here.
Yes.
And we're having a workshop the Saturday night before. And then religious science practitioner Mitch Austin will be joining us on the sofa that Sunday, September 9th and 10th.
And it's not live yet on the website because we haven't gotten all of he's going to send us exactly what's going to be happening for Saturday. So as soon as that's there, it should be any day now. I think probably by Monday or Tuesday, that will be on the website. You'll be able to register. Remember, Spiritual Church Club Partners, it's free to you. And so there'll be him that night. We're going to do a little a mingling time. There'll be refreshments and stuff here around 6:30, and then we'll start his workshop at 7. So definitely join us. At least get it on the calendar.
Yes.
And then it's our monthly lunch after service on the 10th. So join us for service on the 10th in person, and go out to lunch with us, and let's
get enchiladas.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. Awesome.
And I love eating over there because those chips they serve
are
ridiculous.
Yes.
Oh,
different.
God.
And you can get flour and corn.
That's what I'm saying. It's the flour ones.
Oh, they have both.
Yeah.
They serve them mixed up.
I do know this. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Someone needs to.
Look, Lucy.
But I'm gonna need somebody to hold me back.
Oh.
I'll be like, you've had 5 bowls. Could you stop now?
Okay, everybody know 5 is her limit.
No, 1 would be my limit. Don't let me eat all of those flour chips out there.
Mm-hmm. I'll try.
Make me share with others.
We'll let you share with others.
I'll forget my skills and manners.
Shall we start?
I think it's time.
Okay, shall I pray in?
Well, we have to say we're at the Unleash Your Life Studio.
Oh, we are at the Unleash Your Life Studio, 7220 North 16th Street, Phoenix, Arizona, 85020, Building A.
She just likes me. We're at the home of Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington's practice. She's so kind to let us hold our Sofa Sundays here every Sunday, so we really appreciate her help with that. And but she has so much going on. You can check that out at unleashyourlife.us to see what her practice entails. There's so much good stuff, year-long classes, weekly classes, all kinds of things to help you create the life you love. So I encourage you to check it out.
Absolutely. Love that.
Anything else? Say anything else before we start?
No, I think we should start.
I think you should start. Okay. You want me to?
I want you to dig me in.
She's feeling like the start. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I would like to breathe that in, that sound, that tone of the divine, and release. And in that release, in that moment of surrender, just a little bit more, knowing that there is only one presence, one heartbeat, one breath. That is God. That is the divine. That is the universal source energy of all. And that this is me, is each and every person in this room and within the sound of my voice and beyond. And with this oneness, I speak my word into the law for the highest and best good of this time together, knowing and blessing that each person here and those that listen later gets exactly what it is they need from this time together. That they feel and appreciate and receive all that they need. And that I bless leaders and teachers of all faiths everywhere, knowing that as they speak today to their congregation, to their constituents, to the people in their home, that this blessing of community and communication and unity together, this oneness is all there is. And that this love permeates each and every person to the best that they are able to receive and to give. I am so grateful for this. I am grateful for this time together, knowing that we are blessed. I say thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe. I release my word into the law, calling it good. And together we say, and so it is.
All right, so this theme has been all about choice, different choices that you make. And this week's topic is I see peace in all my relationships and experiences. This is also a choice. What you see is a choice, right? So you are choosing to see peace in your relationships and your experiences.
This is so true.
Right.
Are you going to read today?
No, you're reading. I'm gonna
Am I?
read. I'll read if you want me to, but I'm just.
I-
I know you were going to go for it.
I was going to go for it because, it's
Ahead.
been a week. I mean, I have to. I know.
It's time. It's time.
Right? I love this. So we're on page 32 in affiliated New Thought Networks, New Thoughts for Today. And this one is called Turning Away from the Bark.
Okay, I wonder what that's all about.
Right? I could see peace instead of this, A Course in Miracles. My beloved Maggie, a 3-year-old English cream golden retriever, is all puppy. I recently contacted the dog trainer and was trained, as was the dog, on sit, stay, come, lie down, and other doggy basics. One of Maggie's interesting habits is barking when she's bored, wants attention, or just for something to do. She doesn't bark at strangers or other dogs. Oh no, only at me. My first reaction is to respond with, no barks. However, the wise trainer trained me to turn away from the bark. I am to give her barking no attention, and in fact, shift her attention to something else, so we don't get into a barking match. What an interesting life lesson. Turn away from the bark. Technology in 2021, or 2023 even, allows me to find out what everyone believes about everything, or at least it seems that way. And while everyone, including celebrities across all walks of life, do indeed have opinions, very few of them need to have any effect on my life. Do I need to react or respond with a bark, or can I just keep moving? I always have the choice, whether I am consciously aware or not, to either respond in kind, immediately recognizing that some situations require a bark, or to shift my attention to something else, coming from a place of kindness and unconditional love. Today, I see peace in all my relationships and experiences. It is always my choice. My dear friend, Reverend Dr. Jerry Troyer, Religious Science, La Mesa, California.
Nice.
Ah,
Nice. Turn away from the
turn
bark.
away from the bark.
Wow.
Oh boy.
Anybody experienced barks? Y'all know? Just certain barks come to your mind when you just like, oh yeah, I could list a few that I'm looking at or hearing right now, right? Just little things,
Little bark.
little things, right? That do they deserve your attention or not? Is this something you want to? Well, I always
Right.
think if I'm going to focus on that, what happens when you focus on something? You attract more of it, right?
of it.
So do I actually want to be? Maybe you do need to respond. You know, if it's a work thing or something like that, and or
Right.
significant other thing, maybe you need to respond. But do I have to have my attention going there, to where I'm all about that, and then I'm just attracting from there?
Right,
So
and
like,
in a
what's the
barking
choice?
match.
In a barking match,
Yes.
do I really
I love that.
want to do that?
So when I was preparing for today and reading that, something came to my attention on social media that I wanted to read. When someone spews something really hurtful, don't pick it up and hold it and rub it into your heart and snuggle with it and carry it around with you for a long time. Don't even put energy into kicking it to the curb. You got to see it, step over it, go around it, and keep on going. Brene Brown. So I was like, turn away from the bark. Because how many times I have spent effort and energy with something somebody has said that I just didn't like, that hurt my little feelers, that I wanted to argue with or explain to them exactly why they were wrong, so that they come around to my opinion and be on the right side of things.
You're the only one.
I know
Anna
that.
says she's the
I
only
know
one.
nobody else has ever had that experience. I for sure. I mean, there are so many times where like, it's like, no, that's not true. No, that's not. And the other person is looking at me as in to say, no, how you think, believe, and speak is not true.
It's like the toilet paper up or down.
Right? And it
It's
should be
over.
over.
It's over.
Just so you know.
She said the toilet paper up
Just-
and down.
You're just
controversy.
saying, yeah.
No,
yes,
if you look
yes.
at the patent, it's clearly an over.
Oh my God. Please don't make this about toilet paper.
It's true. I'm just saying. I've been dying to set that straight for a long time. Thank you.
Critical issues.
Right? I mean, we address it all here at Sofa Sundays.
We keep it
Things
real.
like that.
We keep it real.
Look, I just am grateful
Well,
when the
you
toilet,
begin within.
right,
It is.
it is begin within. I truly appreciate when the toilet paper just makes it to the roll.
Oh yeah.
I'm a fan of that. I don't care if you hang it over, under, just on. On. That's my preference.
I love it when they'll get the toilet paper and they'll set it there.
On top of the
Instead
empty
of
one.
talking as you roll.
I love that.
I'm like, do you need training? Do I need to train how to take the thing off so you can put the roll on? Like, did I miss something?
Every mother in
Am I
the world.
mothering?
knows
You
this
don't know how to put
conversation.
the roll on the holder. I don't understand what's
I mean, because
happening.
that, we're busy people, and that takes a lot of
I
effort.
didn't cover that in my master's.
I guess so. I will bark about that. That is
Yeah,
something I will
there's a
bark
barking.
about, but I won't be. I won't
And
live
they
on
have
it.
the choice not to hear you. too.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. Have it, exactly, because there are some barks that cannot be heard, right?
Yes, it's just
Truly,
crazy.
mother barks that
Mother
cannot
barks.
be
I
heard.
know.
Yeah.
So this is excluding mother barks today, boys and girls.
Right.
All mother barks are valid.
All
that's
other
I'm
barks.
saying.
So funny.
But we're talking about barks. So people like Lyric had, I know I've brought this to Sofa before, but Lyric had a situation with a friend, a little friend. So Lyric's 12, this friend is 12. And Lyric recognized that she didn't want to continue this friendship. It was hurtful to her. The friend had a bad attitude, not bad attitude. I guess it would be bad attitude, but she had a hot temper. So she would cause these arguments with Lyric, and Lyric had said to her, if this happens again, I can't continue to be your friend. Which I was like, wow, that's
Good
very
boundary setting.
Wow, that's very interesting. You know, so it happened, and she had let this girl do this before, and then the apologies, and then this last time she had said, I'm not going to do this. I can't just keep doing this, you know. So the next time it happened, Lyric held her ground and said, I can't be your friend anymore. And with that, the girl barked and barked and barked, right? Like she did all the, so I don't know, us parents in here, when your child does, you know, I would say kids have a toolbox, right, of tools that they use on you. And if it works, they go, oh, this one works, and they keep it, right? So when they want to get something that they want, they're going to run through all their tools. And if you really want to see the tools that a child has or an adult has, anybody has, because we all one day become adults, if you want to see the tools that somebody has, don't respond to whatever it is, and you'll see them click to the next tool. So you'll see things like they'll be angry, and if that doesn't work, they're going to be really sweet, and if that doesn't work, they're going to badger you, and if that doesn't work, they're going to harass you, and if that doesn't work, they're going to
cry.
they're going to do all the, and they'll
Right.
click from click, and it's incredible. But as a mother, when your child is doing that, all that should say to you is that I have allowed that to work on me, which is why they use that tool. If they're just a child and that's something that worked, they kept it because it worked, right? So we can go all on to that some other time, but having that said that, the girl was going through all her tool sets on Lyric, and Lyric held her ground, which was so interesting. And then it got to a place where it started to, she started to say things to other people and bark now to everybody else about Lyric. When Lyric was in the same space, you know, saying not nice things, and Lyric was starting to get upset about that. The barking was getting louder, and Lyric was having a harder time dealing with it. And I told Lyric, don't. And then Lyric was starting to respond a little bit, like gather the friends a little bit, right? And then so that started happening. And I said, Lyric, don't give any energy to this young girl. Don't give anything to her. You've already decided your position, right? Yes, what's your position? I can't be friends with her anymore. Right. Do you need anyone else to validate that position? Do you need your friends to back you up on that, or do you already know it? She goes, no, I already know it. Then none of your friends need to be involved. Nobody else needs to be involved. You
Right.
already made your decision, and that's it. She is another person separate from you, and now she is making her decisions. And she may not have a mother to talk to or anybody that she shared this with. It may be embarrassing for her or whatever. So she may not be getting any advice. So she's just using her little 12-year-old tools. And she's trying to see, will this one work on her? Will this one work on her? Will this one work on her? Because she just desperately wanted to still be her friend. And I said, that's all she's doing, is she's shifting through these. And it's your job is to go, what do I need? That's what I need, and that's it. But if you were to get mad back, or if you were to get all these other girls to say mean things over here, you're now being like her, and it will escalate. This stuff is going to get
because the barking
worse.
match.
Right. It's going to go back and forth. And I'm telling you, as a girl, I will tell you, you do not want that type of stuff. Anything like that. So
Yeah.
the only way you shut that down is if you do not participate. And your canned response is, hey, if you all want to be her friend, I want her to be friends. I want her to have friends. I want her to be happy. So please go be her friend or whatever. But do not talk to, don't defend me. Don't react to her on my behalf. I don't need anybody doing that for me. That's it. Like, you shut that down. Nobody needs to do that. And the girl, it was so cool. It took a little while, a lot of tears, and we had a hard time holding that space, but she did. And then the girl eventually went through all her tools. Nothing worked. And then she had to come back into herself, which is this is what happens when you can do that for somebody else. Then they can finally come back to self. It's not you, they're trying, it's like, it's me. And she went to the counselor and shared with the counselor what was going on for her. And the counselor helped her work through that process, called Lyric in to the office so that the girl could apologize correctly. And whether or not you were ever my friend again, I just want you to know that I'm really sorry that I did that. And I'm sorry for how I behaved. I didn't mean to do any of that. I was just,
Right.
went through this whole process. And I said, look what you've done for her. You've allowed her to learn and grow from that, get help, and now maybe she'll move forward in a healthier way with her next relationships. Had you chosen the barking match, that wouldn't have happened. It would have gotten ugly. Could have gone through your high school years and been like this horrible thing that girls
And would
do.
have never remembered what started it.
Right.
Yeah, it would just been that thing. And how amazing to be able to give somebody the dignity of choice. right? Because that's what happens when we step into that barking match. We take away someone else's ability to choose how they are going to react. When it starts the circle in process, I remember having this discussion with my sister years ago, and she was discussing, a person where she was having that. And I go, well, what happened? What started this? And it was years now at this point that we're discussing. And she's like, I don't even remember. And I said, and I bet you they don't either, right? Because at some point we start that circle of she said, he said routine that now you're my sworn enemy
Yeah.
for whatever reason. And I just know that this is how it is. But if we can step back and say, I don't like that behavior, keep my boundary, even when it's uncomfortable and now other people don't like me either. Wow, good on Lyric.
Well,
Because as a 12-year-old, look, as a 56-year-old,
all
that's
ages,
hard.
all ages. And she
Right.
had said at one point came home and she said that she was starting to say these not nice things about her now. So now it wasn't just at her; she was doing this with other girls.
Right.
And she said, maybe I should just be her friend. I guess I just need to be her friend. I said, is that what you want? Do you want to be her friend? She says, well, no. I said, no. No, you don't. You stay where you are, and that's what I told her. She's just running through. She's 12, Larry.
Right.
She's a little girl just like you are.
Which-
She doesn't know. She's scrambling at trying. And like we were saying, us adults do that too. Watch
Right.
other people. If you can remove yourself from the barking, and you can just sit and watch or really listen to what that other person is saying. They may even be calling out your name, but they're not even talking about you. It's all internal. It's their own upsetness, their own anger. It's inside here. And if you cannot get triggered by it, which is hard to
very
do,
difficult. And
you can hear them.
when you think about, so we're talking about 12-year-old girls, but then this goes to business, right? I make this decision in business and someone doesn't like it, and now they're barking, and I have to stand my ground.
Right.
Well, I'm like every other human being, right? I don't want you to be unhappy. I don't like, so I love that. Maybe I should just be her friend. And how many times, and I'll speak for myself, in my own life, did I not keep my boundary or my need in mind because the barking was so bad that I figured I should just give into it.
Or went on and on and
Yeah,
on.
I should just give into
Wears
it
you
because
down.
that'll be easier than to stand my ground. I mean, and just like what I just did, that would be easier. That fold in on myself experience because standing my ground was too hard. And, I'm so proud of Lyric and you for being able to give her those tools because that's not easy either. I'm a mama, and I want to say, let's take her out,
Well, I did say as long as she doesn't touch you.
Right. Well, there's that.
She
too,
touches
you know.
your body, now I'm involved.
Right.
And now we're
Sure.
having a problem. But as long as
Sure.
she doesn't touch you,
Right.
then
But-
whatever.
To hear that my child is being, hurt, her feelings are being hurt. Oh, that's a hard one, So yeah, so awesome to be able to move through the bark, and to see that peace in all. I love that
To
in
see
all
that.
my relationships and my experiences. I don't always remember that. So that's again coming back to self, coming back to begin within, and knowing that I can, I haven't read The Course in Miracles in a long time, but I remember that line, I could see peace instead of this. That is one of those quotes that, yeah, I could have peace instead of this. It's so important to remember.
And there's a difference in I could have peace instead of this, and so I choose to just give in.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference in that. Than holding your ground and saying, I see peace in this. It may not be right this second, it may not happen today, but I'm gonna see the peace in this and I'm holding my space here. I'm holding who I am here. And as a 12-year-old, as a 53-year-old, I mean, I still have those situations where you just give in, it feels, sometimes it feels better than the pain of standing your ground and having everything, be uncomfortable or be changing to stand your ground than just go back and just, if I give in and all the fighting stops and all the pain stops or what if I just give in, but that's not true.
Right.
That's
No,
false sense of
it's
peace. That's false peace.
right. And it's momentary.
That's right.
Oh, okay. And it's momentary, that piece, exactly.
Well, the other piece of it that's not really fun to talk about is that's something I need to remember when I'm the barker too, I mean, as a human, sometimes you get sucked into that, and it's powerful for me to think about, switching that role and taking a look at that I can just let that be, that I don't have to insert that into the formula,
Right.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you for that, because I'm a barker. I bark real loud. I have a,
I said that.
yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, Ann, for stepping in there for me.
Well, and then the red hair comes in play
Right.
often. I always just say, I don't want to be a redhead with you, like, so could you
Yeah.
settle yourself down, because we don't
I
want
told you,
don't wanna
that's
bring
next
the redhead
week's
up. Yeah,
top,
no,
that
don't-
next month's topic,
Yeah.
where we take no responsibility.
That's right.
I can't wait for that.
I know, well, that'd be a great month. No, we're just kidding. No, we're just kidding. No, but that's a great point, Anne, that sometimes we are the barker too, and
Yes.
to realize that, recognize ourselves being that person and trying to.
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, but yeah, I agree with that. Of seeing that too, and then I lost my train of thought. So
Oh, sorry.
That's
I
okay,
was gonna
okay.
say, because I love how Dari was talking about how Maggie barks at him because she's bored, because she wants attention. I'm a barker for those reasons.
Yes.
I'm bored, I want attention, yeah, right? Sometimes I'm barking because I have something to say, but a lot of times I just want you to see me, hear me, acknowledge my presence, I just want to be. And when people are not ready for that, right? Like they're not in that space to hear your barking and they turn away. And then I love how you said, then you click through your tool belt, but why? So I'll go this way. And yeah, first I get angry, and then, my next one is let me be sweet. And then, it's like, let me blame. And then, so there are those things, and sometimes they don't come out of my mouth. I will say that, the difference between a 12-year-old and a 56-year-old is sometimes learning to keep your mouth shut, right? I mean, I've learned that much in life. But my mind will say those things. And my mind will say, why don't you love me? Why don't you accept me? Why are you trying to make my life difficult? Why is it that, and I'll go through that process is that you're doing it to me, instead of this being a situation that I can see a gift in or an opportunity for my growth, and sometimes that lasts longer than others, right? Sometimes I see it right away, and sometimes I'm like, nope, no gift here. Not a thing, like where it says, I will pick the poop up and just hold it to my heart. Yay! It's nice and warm here. Now, it doesn't matter that it stinks. It doesn't matter that it's messy, because it's mine. And,
Yeah, visual.
you're welcome. But there are so many times that I do that, right? That this is not good for me. This is not what I want. This is not what I wish to experience, nor is it what I wish to give to others. Yet I hold it so dear to me, as if it's the gift. And so being able to release that is the work that I continually do. I mean, let's be authentic here. That releasing of that, and knowing when I'm barking and I'm switching through my tool belt. So my why. Now, why am I feeling this? Well, today I didn't feel good about myself. My hair didn't do what it was supposed to do, or I stepped on the scale and that was a mistake. And, you know, like whatever it was that set that little thing off for me in the morning, you know, and then I'll be working at getting it back all day long. And then there are days I wake up, I've done my yoga, I am woman here before, you know, so like I have those days where nothing can touch me. And so those days I'm able to accept and receive all that the universe has for me, you know, and I'm grateful for those days too. Absolutely. And everything in between. You're welcome for all my
All the
singing
things.
today.
I love the singing.
All
It's
the
like-
things.
I feel like we're on the stage.
Yes, I can't help myself.
Musical
some days.
theater.
Sundays, the musical.
The
Yeah,
musical.
so Sundays, the musical.
The musical.
Oh.
Don't even start with us. Don't even start with us right now.
I really see it.
But when you are seeing peace in all your relationships and all of your experiences, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're bringing yourself where? Present, within and present, right? And so when you grab onto the poop, I can't even hardly say it, that she was saying, when you grab onto that and you're holding it and you're like, this is fine, you know, you might have that, you know, you might, if you stay in that, you might have what you think is peace. You know, there's nobody yelling now, everything's fine now, or it's just status quo, or just doing what we normally do, it's all fine, everything's fine. That, do you really, if you sat there and you said to yourself, do I see peace in my relationship? And your body, you will not lie to yourself. You will feel that that is not right. So I think this affirmation in particular is helpful around the different relationships. Do I see peace in this relationship? And if it's a no, what is my next move here? What should I be doing about that? Is it my growth? Is it what do I need to, is there a change I need to make out here? Something else I need to be doing out here? Is there a conversation I need to have? Is there something I need to do? But I think recognizing that we see the peace, and if it's not in alignment, if I see this peace, but it's not in alignment with what I'm actually experiencing, what's actually happening, then there's something wrong here that I need to address. You know, you can sit in something that's just comfortable and that it's disguised as peace for a really long time to avoid that, those using all those tools or feeling someone else use those tools. You can do all of that, but you're not really in peace. There's a big difference, and you know that you're not.
Right.
And the anxiety and the depression and the stuff your body and your mind has to do to maintain that is damaging.
Right.
And it's a lot to unravel. It's a lot to recover from and heal from. It's called trauma. It's a lot of stuff.
Right.
And
Limbo before purgatory.
there you go. And people, I mean, so there's different ways to self-check around that. You know, what am I doing? Is this just to appease the situation because this is really hard and it doesn't feel good? Or do I really want to see peace in my relationships and my experiences? Am I choosing real peace, or am I choosing this substitute artificial version of it so I can get by, so I don't have to really actually go through the process of getting to my peace?
Right. And that's where questioning yourself, you know, using that. Why? Why is it that I feel this way right this moment? This feeling, you know,
What
where
is that?
am I feeling this in my body? Right? Because listening to Mitch the other day speak his story, and he was talking about issues show up in your tissues, right? You know, it's like, so where am I feeling this? And what is happening in this moment between me and this person, or in this experience? What is actually happening? Because most of the time, it's only 5% of what's actually happening, and 95% are experiences of the past in that moment, when how we're looking at it and the color of it, you know, and how am I responding?
What's it triggering?
Yeah,
What's it out?
triggering for me? And there are so many tools and, healing modalities that can help us with that. Well, I was talking about, I'm a fan of my new chiropractor and his take on energy. I love
And
things.
someone trained, like your best friends, your tribe is great to be there for support, but they are not trained to help you move through certain things.
Right.
And that's okay. They're only going to be able to give you advice from their own experiences themselves. And that advice is actually for them, not for you. So so to expect to call friends and to be like, you know, going through the whole thing again, going through the whole story again, getting yourself all riled up, that's not, and if it's not moving you forward, you know, repairing anything, it's the wrong, it's not the path I would choose. I would want you to be talking to someone that can help you, you know, move through that and repair that and heal that part of yourself so that you can see it differently. You know, my mom had a big argument with my aunt, Gail, about a year before she was diagnosed with cancer. They had a big argument. They got angry with each other so much that they didn't talk to each other again. And then about a year later, and my mom was doing her life and everything seemed fine and whatever, but the whole time she was still seething on that in here, wherever, and that was then becoming something else because it was just here, right? And she was acting like everything's fine, but really she's seething. And interesting enough, so she got colon cancer, and interesting enough, my Aunt Gail also got cancer and got pancreatic cancer. So my mother, when hers was found out, what's one of the first things these two chicks did was they reached out to each other
Thank
and
God.
apologized and healed that. But the damage was done.
Right.
My mother did not survive that. My Aunt Gail shortly thereafter discovered her cancer, and she did survive it. But I'm just saying that your body is dealing with it whether or not you really are doing it.
Right.
And you don't want your body to have to do that. Your body isn't meant to do that.
Right.
So I would encourage, your body is just feeding from, like I saw this, I think I sent it to you. I saw this the other day on Instagram, a woman talking about how inside your body is a universe.
Yes.
All the cells and the organs and the vessels and everything, it's a universe in there. When you speak to your body, you are God. You are the God of that universe. And when you are sending it festering, negative, ugly things, it will create from that. And when you are sending it peace and love and joy and those feelings, it will create from there. So it's just such an important thing to check your relationships and your experiences. Are there peace there? Is there anything that's not aligning with peace there that I need to deal with? I need to resolve there because I don't want that operating within me.
I'm just gonna say sometimes, and in my life, I've experienced this, sometimes a disease brought on by trauma or other things can be your barker. It is the one who is barking at you with pain or with discomfort or with terminal illness. I just want to be sure that can be your experience, or you can see peace.
Right.
You know, and you have to use your tools, including an experienced minister or practitioner, to find peace within your body.
I love that. Cindy was saying that the disease, the dis-ease, whatever's going on in your body, if you're not able to identify yourself, sometimes that is your barker. That is trying to bark at you like something is going on. I'm responding to something you need to deal with. I love that.
Yes, I love that too, right?
So true.
There, and I've had a barking body as well. I understand that one, you know, my body has barked. I am a quick listener to the barking body on that part. There are time periods where I will choose not, like, I was just talking about this too. I have vacation motivation. So for me, I can not walk in the city of Phoenix. Don't know why. It's very difficult in my own home to make it from the top to the the other side. But man, I walked all around Seattle last weekend. So, vacation motivation on my body. And it barked a lot, for that. But that's true, right? There are some times that the body trying to get our attention through different means of either disease or inflammation or even stomach upset.
Right.
That's one there. Like, what did I wind up consuming? Not just about the food I ingested, but what type of emotions have I been ingesting in this situation? So
Truly, I get like the knots where I can't eat, and it will just, everything will feel all tight and raveled up. And then it's like, I'll try to eat something and it's like, oh, now I'm not, so that's, we all, our body, all of our bodies do something differently. But
mine
definitely
is,
to be
I'm
paying attention to it.
going to fill the hole. I'm the fill the hole kind. Like, how much food can I put here to stop this feeling? If I have to change this feeling I'm having, what can I consume to do that?
Right. Yeah. I mean, isn't that interesting how we do that with our bodies? Yeah. So
Because they're amazing.
Our bodies are amazing.
They
incredible what our
do
bodies do.
so much stuff for us. I mean, that we don't even think about.
Right.
So.
And I will sit there and I will tell my body that I love it, and I'll thank it for everything that it's done that day, or I'll tell my feet, thank you so much for wearing these shoes I put you in, and not bitching too much, or you're letting me kind of get away with it, but thank you so
Not
much.
barking too much.
Yes. And I appreciate my body, and I'll talk to my heart, and I'll talk to the different body parts, and I'll look myself in the mirror and I'll say, I love you. If you haven't ever done that, that's a very strange experience the first time, but to look yourself in the eyes and say, I love you, and wait a minute, and then say it again with more meaning, and wait a minute, and even say it again. And sometimes you'll start crying because, especially if you've never even done that. But to look at yourself and say, I love you, and I don't need any, I do it. I'm the one that loves you first, and it changes things when you do that.
You hear a lot of barking. I love this term. I'm
I
just
know,
going to use it.
I think I'm just going to keep
Thanks,
it.
Reverend Jerry. You hear a lot of barking about kids and teenagers and young adults and selfies, right? But here I am to tell you that the selfie world changed how I saw myself, right? Because I can now look at me in such a different way than I ever had. So and I am a selfie queen. Okay, I love selfies, right? My favorite artist was Frida, and she is the #1 selfie queen here. And because that's what she had to work with, right? And I feel the same way. This is what I got. This is the vehicle I came to this planet on, right? This is what I have. And however I choose to express myself comes through all of this. How I dress it, how I feed it, how I do its hair. This is my vehicle. And I want to be able to enjoy it. It might not be, the newest Lamborghini. I'm more of the 57 Chevy Bel Air. Powder blue convertible, takes a lot of gas. I'm just saying.
Takes or gives.
She's so adorable. Adorable.
That is my dream car. Just
Is
in case
it?
anybody out there wants to buy me one.
Is it?
Yeah, that's my dream car.
Wow.
And I used to say I didn't know why. And then I'm also a Barbie fan because that girl has everything. And so I used to collect Barbies, and then I got a granddaughter who opened all my Barbies. I had 150 Barbies, and we opened them up. It's not like she did it without my knowledge. I did this with her. I gave these Barbies to her because her love and excitement for them was so much. But I just feel like as a kid, I didn't get the amount of Barbies that I wanted. So that was my thing. And then I'm on Facebook Marketplace one day and I see the 57 Chevy Bel Air Barbie car. And it's, it was done in 1985, I think, right? But it's that convertible and it's powder blue and it's got pink seats and everything. And I wanted it so bad. And I did a little thing and I posted on Facebook and it's like, this is my dream car. And then I went to buy it and it was gone. The person bought it for me. It was my nephew Shane.
Oh.
It was so amazing. He bought it for me and sent
That's
it
so
to me,
cool.
right? And he's never on
Aw.
Facebook, so that was like kind of a cool thing, that I got to experience that.
Aw,
So
nice,
yeah,
right?
it's my dream car. Yeah.
yeah, I love that.
Yeah, you'll never know what you get here. Just saying. Yeah.
You never know where we go.
Yeah.
No, but I love that. I love that. So that feels peaceful, that whole
Yes.
feeling.
Yes.
Perfect. Well, when we are at peace, this is the whole point, is to choose that over anything that doesn't feel that way. Spending time with yourself to choose it and doing the work necessary to get it there. Whatever that might be for you. I think that's the biggest part about today and about all the choices we've talked about this whole month is choosing you, right? Choosing you, listening to you, being authentic, making moves from what's actually happening, choosing what you know is right for yourself when you're making those moves forward.
Right. There we
That's
go.
what I would say. Anybody else have experiences with that? The choices and the seeing, anything we've talked about today, the barking.
The barking.
I know, the barking. Oh my gosh. Any comments or shares?
The poop analogy kind of reminded me of some exes I dated.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
So-
just hang on to the relationship. Just you know it's not great. Which is trying to salvage or shit.
Oh, hang on.
Hang
I
on.
can't hear you up front. Take that back there.
I love it.
Get to start all
Now you gotta start over.
over.
Yeah.
No, I was just saying the poop analogy reminded me of some exes I dated, and God bless them all. But trying to fix relationships through that habit in the past of trying to fix them or trying to just having rose-colored glasses that it's going to change and get better. When if I really tuned in, I knew it wasn't going to, and so I don't know. I kind of just that's what I thought of when you brought up that.
Right.
That whole analogy, because there's a huge shift that has to happen away from just that mindset in dating and letting it go. I don't want to keep the little poop bag.
Yeah, right. I agree with you on that.
Don't want to keep the poop.
And
back.
honestly, that's where I was coming from too. So yeah, I totally agree because it feels better. Sometimes you think it feels better to just keep the peace, keep it, it's not causing, any disruption, not really speaking your mind all the way. So there's not a blow up or not like all of those things because you don't want the ramifications and you don't want, or you're like, for me, it was being afraid of what's on the other side. Like, would I really be happy if this was not happening? If that person was gone in my life, would I really be okay? Would I really be, what if I'm not? What if I'm sad? What if I want, and then they don't let me come back because I made a bad decision or something. So all of this stuff, but all you really have to do is say, am I experiencing peace in this relationship? Am I experiencing peace in this relationship? Am I experiencing the love that I want, the peace that I want, the joy? Like, am I experiencing that right now? And your body's going to scream it back to you. Like, no, you're going to hear the no.
That's right.
And that's the answer. So you're going to be better on the other side once you get there, but you have to trust that part of yourself that tells you, like, no, you are not experiencing the peace. This is fake peace. This is fake love. This is fake joy. This is all not true.
And the other part of it is, which is true for me, is sometimes you don't even know that you're not experiencing peace until it shows up as something in your body. It becomes your normal, and you think, oh, this is just the way it is, and then you realize how bad. You don't know how much it hurts, so it doesn't hurt anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. You don't know how much it hurts until it doesn't hurt anymore. You don't realize how bad it was until you remove that person. And then life is like, wow, oh my gosh. Like for me, I don't know about you or anybody else with the relationship thing, but for me, you I hate this term, but what other term can I use? Dumbing yourself down to stay in that lower level, to stay where you keep the peace. You're dumbing yourself down to keep the peace. You're dumbing what's the term?
Lowering your
You're lowering yourself.
It's
You're lowering.
shrinking.
You're shrinking yourself. Thank you. Yeah. You're shrinking yourself to keep the peace, to not cause an argument, to not speak your mind for fear of, the ramifications. You are not your authentic self when you're doing that. And the moment that is removed, all of a sudden you're like this bigger person and you're experiencing life and all this and your friends and the things that you feel, everything is like full. It's incredible. But you're right. You don't always know that until you removed it. And then you're like, wow, if that isn't proof of concept, proof of I made the right move, that I took the right path, I don't know what else is, but that I agree with that. Sometimes you don't know, you have to just do it on faith. You have to ask these questions and just trust that your inner self says, no, you're not in peace. You're not in real peace.
And I just wanted to say that it's not just relationships, it's experiences too, right? It's jobs, it's houses, it's,
Your space,
right,
your
it's your
space.
space. So remember that these are the things. We're just going to ask those questions. We're going to get curious and we're going to stay curious in our lives, right? Because this is ours, right? We're living for us.
We're creating this.
Yeah, this is ours. So-
I love that. This is a super sidestep, but like when people move into a new home, it's like, and then
Oh yeah, we're not doing the
people-
musical
No,
yet.
not a musical yet, but we can add those steps. Yeah. When people buy a new home, what's one of the first things that they do? They go and buy a bunch of furniture for it.
Mhm.
And I always say, why would you do that? You haven't even lived in it. Your home has its own thing that it's going to tell
Energy
you,
and its
right?
vibration.
Its own
and,
thing, yeah. Like don't do that. Maybe get a table for dinner, maybe get a thing to sit on, but don't put everything everywhere. Walk into your home and you'll feel like, oh, I need a thing right here. Something needs to be right here. I feel like I want to put my keys right there. Oh, I'm going to put something. And then you're in the kitchen and you're cooking. You're like, there needs to be something. I feel like something here.
Yeah.
It speaks to you and it's the most incredible experience to
It's-
allow your home.
It's very different. Like we still haven't gotten
Yeah.
furniture.
Yeah.
But I do know that experience in my kitchen. I had a whole different idea of my kitchen before it was my kitchen. Like even the color wise, I had wanted teal. My kitchen said red. I don't know. So you know what I mean? Like, and I just recently got these little boho curtains for the kitchen window that changed the light in that area to a point where I'm like, oh, I love this.
There it is. I
You know,
love it. I
love
love
this.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, because we want to create a life we love.
Yes.
And it is in all the areas, all the 8 areas we talk about, your relationships, your spaces around you, work and home, your health, your personal growth, all the different areas of your life. You could ask that question.
Yes.
Do I see peace in my home? Do I see peace in my bedroom? Do I see peace in the car I'm driving? Do I see peace in my work? Do I see peace? I mean, you could go through everything and self-check. Journal all about it. What is it? Do I see it here? And you're going to start to tell yourself and talk to yourself,
Right.
Like all the answers. I'm hoping that we give you little ways to assess
Find
that.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, but you
We want
already
to
know.
set you up to find the answers you already
You
have.
already have.
That's the goal.
You have all of it inside of you. No, I can give you advice, but really, like I said before, it's just mine. That's
Yeah.
mine.
And
it
it's
might
what
be
I need to
similar
hear.
to yours, but you already know. You know all the things.
You know all the things.
Yeah.
All of them.
All of them.
Except that one.
Yeah. You gotta get back. So anyway, I hope that was helpful in the overall choices in life, how you make some choices. And if you choose to see the peace in your relationships and your experiences, how you can make sure that it's real peace and not this false stuff that we tend to, shrink ourselves to accept.
Yeah, I loved that. Yeah. We do tend to shrink ourselves for that. Yeah.
Yeah, no more.
No more shrinking.
No. I'm
We will not be the
We will
incredible
not be
shrinking
shrinking.
people.
No, we
No.
are not shrinkers. No.
No
We're-
shrinking violets around here. Be strong. Be an uplifted
I hope someone's
sunflower.
writing down all this stuff for our musical.
Yeah. Yes, for our
She's
musical.
just performing it live right here.
Jazz hands.
It's handsome. Well, anyway, so should we
We
show that up? Is all everybody good?
Good.
Let's pray it out. There's one energy. There is one power. There's only God. God is peace. God is that peace in every moment, in every part of life, in every breath, in every experience. And I am that peace. I am God expressing as myself, uniquely. And I know that truth is true for everyone in the sound of my voice and beyond. We are each that energy, that power. We are each God in our own unique expressions. And from that place of knowing that truth, I speak my word into the law, knowing that as I do, I set the law of God in motion for the highest and best for everyone in this room, anyone hearing the sound of my voice. As each one of us allows ourselves to ask the question, do I see peace in my relationships? Do I see peace in my experiences? Do I see peace in the different areas of my life? I know that as we allow ourselves to ask that question, we allow the answers. We allow ourselves to feel and hear the answer, the immediate answer that comes first. And we allow ourselves to accept the answer, to move with the answer. We allow peace, true peace. We allow that to be our experience. We allow that to be our relationships. We allow it to bring us the joy, the comfort, the calmness, the oneness that we all want to be connected with. It only takes a question. It only takes hearing the answer. It only takes moving with the answer. And I'm so grateful for this. I'm so grateful for the simpleness of this question and the ease of the moves that it takes to manifest, to realize it, to bring peace to every part of my life and every part of the lives of everyone hearing the sound of my voice. And so I just let it go and I release it back into the law, knowing that the law only says yes. I let it go and I know and I trust it is good and divinely guided and truly, truly blessed. And together we say, and so it is.
Thank you.
Welcome. All right. Well, we talked about 2 weeks. Seeing Mitch here on the
Yes.
sofa. It's gonna be
Yeah,
good.
very excited, very excited.
Yeah.
Love
else?
it.
What else do we have? Is that all we have today, Please girls?
That is, well, we
What
did
else?
talk about the 2-week thing. I just wanted to give a shout out to our friend Linda, who is still recovering, but
Oh,
is
Linda.
doing well, and she was gonna watch us today, so.
Hi,
Hi, Linda, we love you.
Hope you're doing well, Linda.
And Rhonda, I know you're always watching. I just wanted to let you know that I bought pumpkin spice coffee for Sofa Sundays. So she's my other pumpkin
I
spicer.
guess you're just gonna have
so-
to show up, Rhonda.
Right, Rhonda, you're gonna have to come for pumpkin
That's
spice
all
coffee.
I'm saying. That's all
There
I'm
you
saying.
go.
You're gonna have to be
So-
live.
That's the level of my announcements.
I love it. So I do want you to know that we're brewing up some good stuff for our Spiritual Church Club partners.
Yes, yes.
And I'm excited for what we have in store for you guys. And my hand's like, really? What could that be?
I
What
love
are
it.
you two up to? Oh, we'll tell you soon. We are up to stuff, but we're excited that we're able to bring something this September to you guys with the workshop, and we're excited to do that. And we're embarking on creating kind of like a schedule, something that for our partners in
Right.
particular, and the members of the Facebook group or other people that show up, we definitely share it with you, but our partners get things special treatment since they take good care of this ministry with us. So.
They really do. And
Right.
how you can become a partner, if you choose, is you can go to our website at beginwithinministries.com and you can join for $45 a month as a single person or $75 as a couple. And what that gives is the ability to continue this ministry for us out in the world. And you get the mug that makes everything taste better.
You do. Plus a sofa charm. We have a really cool
Right.
sofa charm that I wear on my other neck, one of my long necklaces. Yeah, so you get that and
you get that.
your
And then
membership
You
card.
get your membership card and you get our classes if they're taught by Michelle or I for free. You get discounts on things that if it's not taught by Michelle or I, you get discounts on those things. And also as our partners, one of the things that we are thinking of doing and starting to do a little bit more is to let you know what our partners do. That's why I give shout outs to my partners here so that you know that there is a network. I would love to have a network of spiritual based community people and their businesses so that you know where you can put your dollars that are going for good use. We have many people here that do many things. So
Exactly. And if you love to support this ministry, we love that you invite your friends. We love that you invite people to the group. So please feel free to invite people to the group. I know we want to get over that 500 mark, but we definitely want to just keep growing. Please join us in person because we are creating a community and it's much easier to do that when we can actually be with you in person. So maybe September 10th is the first time you try it out. Come for the 9th, come for the 10th, go to lunch with us and just see what we're all about. So put that on your calendars. We'd love to see you next week too if you can make it, but at least plan to be with us and let's get this community up and really rocking and rolling
Right.
because
Yes,
the more that
Yay!
because the more that we can, the more the members that we have or partners that we have helping to support us, the more we can do.
yes,
And that's really where our hearts are at.
absolutely. So we love you all. We thank you for watching and we'll see you next week.
Bye. Happy Sofa Sundays.
Yay, cheers. You're gonna get a new mug shit. Don't hold your shit